This morning, before your feet touched the floor, before your eyes fully opened, before a single worry tried to introduce itself into your mind, the hand of God was already resting over your life. You may not have felt it, you may not have recognized it, but heaven did not sleep while you rested. God was awake, God was watching, God was working. And today, whether you know it or not, whether you feel worthy or unworthy, whether you are strong in faith or barely holding on, the hand of God is over you right now. Some of you woke up this morning with peace. Others woke up with pressure. Some of you woke up thankful while others woke up tired, anxious, or afraid. Some of you smiled when the day began and others sighed. But hear this truth clearly and let it settle deep into your heart. Your circumstances did not wake up before God did. Your problems did not get a head start on your life today. Your enemies did not outrun his protection. The same God who watched over you in the night now walks with you into this day. There are people listening who believe they woke up by habit or routine, but you didn't wake up by accident. You woke up by permission. You woke up because God still has purpose for you. You woke up because his hand has not lifted from your life. You woke up because mercy said yes one more time. Grace said not yet. Love said, I'm not finished. Many people think God only covers the strong, the faithful, the obedient, the righteous. But the truth is, God's hand has always moved toward the broken, the weak, the lost, and the weary. His hand has always reached into chaos. His hand has always covered those who could not protect themselves. His hand was there when you didn't deserve it. His hand was there when you didn't ask for it. His hand was there when you didn't even believe in it. Some of you are still here today, not because you made good decisions, but because God overruled bad ones. You should have been destroyed, but you were defended. You should have been taken out, but you were kept. You should have collapsed, but you were carried. You should have been consumed by what you went through, but you are still standing, still breathing, still moving forward. That is not luck. That is not coincidence. That is the covering hand of God. There are moments in life when we can clearly see his hand, and there are moments when his hand is invisible. But invisible does not mean absent. Just because you cannot trace his hand does not mean you cannot trust his heart. God does his deepest work in the places we cannot see. Roots grow underground. Foundations are laid in silence. Protection often happens without applause. And some of the greatest miracles in your life are the ones you never knew you needed. Think back over your life. Think about the doors that closed that you were sure had to open. Think about the relationships that ended that you thought would last forever. Think about the delays that frustrated you, the detours that confused you, the disappointments that broke your heart. And now look where you are. Look what you were spared from. Look what you were protected from. Look what never reached you. That was not rejection. That was redirection. That was the hand of God shielding you from what would have destroyed you. This world is dangerous. This life is uncertain. Tomorrow is not promised. And yet here you are, breathing under divine protection. You are not just surviving. You are being covered. Covered when you walk out the door. Covered when you drive down the road. Covered when you sit in a quiet room alone with your thoughts. Covered when temptation tries to pull you away. Covered when fear tries to paralyze you. Covered when the enemy whispers lies about your future. Some of you are under attack and you know it. Your peace has been targeted. Your family has been targeted. Your mind has been targeted. Your faith has been targeted. But hear this, what attacks you does not overpower what covers you. What rises against you is no match for the hand that rests upon you. You are not exposed. You are not abandoned. You are not left defenseless. Heaven has placed its hand over your life today. God's hand does not just protect, it guides, it leads, it directs. When you don't know which way to turn, his hand gently moves you forward. When you are confused, his hand steadies you. When you stumble, his hand lifts you. When you are weak, his hand strengthens you. When you are overwhelmed, his hand calms you. You are not navigating this day alone. You are being led. There are people listening who feel unqualified, unworthy, unsure. You say, if God really knew me, he wouldn't cover me. But he does know you fully, completely. Every thought, every failure, every secret. And still, his hand remains. His covering is not based on your perfection. It is based on his love. His mercy is not fragile. His grace is not shallow. His patience is not limited. Some of you have been trying to carry burdens that were never meant for your shoulders. You've been waking up already tired, already worried, already anxious about what the day might bring. But today, God is inviting you to start this day differently, not striving, but trusting, not panicking, but resting, not fearing, but believing. You don't have to control what God has already covered. When God's hand is over you, storms may still come, but they will not consume you. Challenges may still arise, but they will not define you. Pain may still touch your life, but it will not have the final word. God's hand does not promise an easy path. It promises a secure one. It does not remove every battle. It ensures you are not fighting alone. Some of you have been asking God to remove the struggle, but God has been using the struggle to reveal His strength in you. Some of you have been asking God to change your situation, but God has been changing you in the situation. His hand is not just covering your present, it is shaping your future. Every delay, every trial, every test is being filtered through divine love. This morning is not ordinary. This day is not random. You did not stumble into today by chance. There is intention in your waking. There is purpose in your breathing. There is meaning in your presence. God's hand is over you today because God still has work to do in you and through you. You may not know how today will unfold. You may not know what news you will receive. You may not know what challenges you will face. But you can know this: nothing you encounter today will surprise God. Nothing will overpower His authority. Nothing will slip past His protection. Nothing will separate you from His care. When fear rises, remember His hand is steady. When doubt whispers, remember His hand is faithful. When exhaustion sets in, remember His hand gives strength. When temptation calls, remember His hand provides escape. When loneliness weighs heavy, remember His hand is near. There are people listening who feel like they are barely holding on. You don't need to hold on tighter. You need to rest in the truth that God is holding you. His grip is stronger than your weakness. His promise is firmer than your fear. His presence is closer than your pain. Today is not about hype. It is about assurance. Not noise, but confidence. Not emotion, but truth. You are covered. Covered by grace, covered by mercy, covered by love that does not fail, covered by a God who has never lost control and never will. Walk into this day differently, speak differently, respond differently, pray differently, live differently. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are protected. Not because the road is clear, but because the hand of God is guiding you. Not because the battle is over, but because the victory is already decided. Whatever today brings, you do not face it alone. Whatever stands ahead of you, you are not exposed. Whatever rises against you, it rises against the covering hand of Almighty God. And that hand has never failed, never slipped, never weakened, never let go. And as this day unfolds, moment by moment, step by step, breath by breath, the same hand that woke you will walk with you. The same hand that protected you will guide you. The same hand that carried you this far will carry you still. And the same God who watched over you in the night will remain faithful until the day is done. And there are some of you who have been living as if today is something you must survive instead of something God has already secured. You wake up bracing yourself, guarding your heart, preparing for disappointment, expecting the worst. But when God's hand is over you, you don't have to wake up in defense mode. You can wake up in faith mode. You can wake up knowing that whatever tries to touch you today must first pass through His permission. You see, the hand of God does not mean the absence of hardship. It means the presence of authority. It means that nothing enters your life without purpose. It means that even what was meant to harm you is being reshaped to grow you. It means that every tear you shed is noticed. Every silent prayer is heard. Every moment of weakness is accounted for. Heaven keeps records, and God never forgets His own. Some of you are still blaming yourself for yesterday. You are carrying guilt that God has already forgiven. You are replaying mistakes that heaven has already erased. But if God's hand is still over you today, then yesterday did not disqualify you. If God's hand is still resting on your life, then your past did not cancel your purpose. Grace does not erase memory, but it does remove condemnation. There are people listening who feel like they are behind in life, behind in success, behind in faith, behind in calling. You look at others and wonder why their journey seems smoother, faster, clearer. But God's hand is not a stopwatch. He is not rushing you. He is not comparing you. He is not measuring you against anyone else. He is shaping you at the pace your soul can handle. When God covers you, He also conceals you at times. He hides you from battles you are not ready to fight. He delays you from platforms you are not ready to stand on. He withholds answers until your heart can carry them without breaking. Protection often looks like waiting. Covering often looks like silence. And silence does not mean God has stepped away. Some of you are frustrated because God has not explained Himself. But faith does not require explanation. It requires trust. The child does not need to understand the parent's plans to feel safe in their arms. And today, God is not asking you to figure everything out. He is asking you to stay under His hand. You cannot outgrow your need for God's covering. You cannot become so strong that you no longer need His protection. Every breath you take is borrowed. Every step you make is supported. Every victory you celebrate is enabled by grace. Independence is an illusion. Dependence on God is the secret of peace. There are battles happening that you do not see. There are dangers you are spared from that you will never know about. There are moments where one decision, one delay, one interruption changed everything. And you thought it was inconvenience, but it was intervention. You thought it was bad timing, but it was divine timing. God's hand does not always push. Sometimes it blocks. Some of you have been praying for clarity, but God has been giving you covering. You have been asking for answers, but God has been giving you assurance. You have been asking for signs, but God has been giving you His presence. And His presence is greater than any explanation. When you step into today knowing you are covered, fear loses its authority. Anxiety loses its grip. Worry loses its voice because you are no longer relying on your strength, your wisdom, your resources. You are leaning on the hand that formed the universe, the hand that holds time itself, the hand that does not tremble under pressure. There are moments today when you will need to remember this. When the phone rings, when the message arrives, when the plan changes, when the pressure rises, when the temptation appears, when the old fear tries to return. In those moments, you remind your soul, I am not exposed, I am not unguarded, I am not alone. God's hand is over me. Some of you have been praying small prayers because you feel small, but the hand over you belongs to a big God, a faithful God, a powerful God. And when His hand is over you, you can walk boldly, speak gently, love deeply, and trust fully, not because you are fearless, but because you are secure. And even when you fail, even when you stumble, even when you fall short, the hand of God does not withdraw in disgust. It reaches down in mercy. It lifts. It restores. It steadies. God is not looking for reasons to let go of you. He is committed to keeping you. This day will unfold one moment at a time, and you don't have to see the whole picture to take the next step. You just need to stay under the covering, stay in prayer, stay humble, stay obedient, stay trusting. The hand that began this work in you has not grown tired. And as the hours move forward and responsibilities pile up and distractions compete for your attention and the noise of the world grows louder, you quietly return to this truth again and again, letting it anchor your heart, letting it calm your mind, letting it guide your choices, knowing that the same God who has been faithful all along is still very much present, still very much involved, still very much holding you, still very much covering you today. Whatever today brings, you do not face it alone. Whatever stands ahead of you, you are not exposed. Whatever rises against you, it rises against the covering hand of Almighty God. And that hand has never failed, never slipped, never weakened, never let go. And as this day unfolds, moment by moment, step by step, breath by breath, the same hand that woke you will walk with you. The same hand that protected you will guide you. The same hand that carried you this far will carry you still. And the same God who watched over you in the night will remain faithful until the day is done. Now hear this clearly and let it settle once and for all in your spirit. You are not walking into this day unprotected, uncertain, or alone. You are walking under authority. You are walking under mercy. You are walking under the mighty hand of God. Whatever waits for you today does not define you, God does. Whatever challenges rise will bow to the covering over your life. You may not know how everything will work out, but you know who holds you, who guards you, who goes before you and stands behind you. So lift your head, steady your heart, and move forward with holy confidence. Not because you are strong, but because God is faithful. not because life is easy, but because his hand is sure. Step into this day knowing that heaven has already spoken over you, grace has already surrounded you, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can remove you from the covering of a God who never fails.